I noticed your
Oh,
fucking ginormous fucking back. Like you could serve a
okay.
fucking Thanksgiving dinner off that thing.
Meg, I get so jealous every time I see you and you're so tan. I want to be tan.
I just started Melanotan again this week,
Hmm.
but I don't know. It's been making me so sick that I'm just like, it's not even worth it.
Do
Like, I'll
you,
take
so
it.
did we figure out if you have to go tanning to use it? Can you do it without it? Would it make any difference?
You need some type of UV exposure. Yeah.
Not happening. Not right now, please. I've had
Yeah,
skin
because,
cancer 3 times now.
yeah. I mean, I wouldn't use this if you had skin cancer anyway,
Mm.
because it increases your melanocyte production. So I'm like,
Mm.
anything that could
Oh,
increase something.
Yeah.
I actually asked my dermatologist. We were like all over the place right away. I asked my dermatologist this, and I thought I was going to get a hard judge for it. I'm like, so can taking GH make so it's squamous cell, so it's not like developed to a place it's a problem. Like they use liquid nitrogen to like get it off, whatever. It's not like surgically removed.
Sure.
And I
Mhm.
asked her, I was like, if I'm using GH, is this making this worse? And she's like, actually, I have no idea. And I'm like, awesome,
Nice.
fantastic, for nothing. Help, no help.
Yeah.
Gosh.
I mean, you see all the guys where they're like feeling like shit, and then the minute they stop GH, they stop feeling like shit, but also like they're using a lot of GH too. You know what I'm saying? So at a certain
Yeah.
point, like there's going to be that dose dependent relationship, but I couldn't imagine that like one or two IUs, especially for a female, that's going to like create so much like excess water retention and cause so much extra inflammation that it causes that. But I mean, like granted, everyone's different too. So
I'm just thinking growth. Does it make everything grow, meaning it more rapidly grows for your body?
I mean, technically it would.
mhm,
'Cause it increases just your natural HGH. So
yeah.
Love
yeah.
that.
Probably a
Yeah.
little bit less aggressive though if you're using something like IGF variants, just because those are a little bit more unstable and they'll kind of just be hose and bind with whatever. But GH, I feel like, especially where you inject it, has a little bit better specificity, but that's just what I've learned and have no anecdotal evidence. So I could also just be like misguided too.
Could be a coincidence, but the first time I had spotted anything, was the year I turned 30.
Hmm.
That one time removed whatever. And then all of a sudden, year 35 was the year I started using GH, and I've had it 2 more times since.
Mm-mm. Maybe, but like you'd have to do a controlled
Coincidence.
study too. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like,
Yeah, that's true.
who knows? Because it's just age sucks. It sucks getting
I
old, guys.
don't want it anymore. I'm done. I just want to stay here. This is it.
I feel like I'm still older than Will, and he's older than me by 5 years.
How old is Will?
34. He just turned 34.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Did you end up wrapping his truck?
Huh?
You said you were going to wrap his truck.
Yeah.
His truck?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you said you were selling your car and wrapping his truck.
No, we sold my car. Uh, I don't have my Honda anymore. I have the Infinity, but his truck, like he's doing a bunch of shit to it. He like put wheel spacers on it. He got bigger tires. He wants to
Hmm.
lift it bigger and all this stuff. I don't know if he's gonna wrap it. He was thinking about it, I think, but I think I'm gonna tint the windows of the Infinity, and that's all I'm doing. That's
So
it.
this is a new car for you?
Technically, it's his car,
Mm.
but it's mine.
Got it.
So yeah,
Thanks,
Eric's.
babe.
yeah, I know. It's funny. It's like his truck is in my name, and my car is in his name. So it's like really ass backwards, but it works. We sold the Honda, so I no longer have that. Sad. His one of his workers took it
Hmm.
and like tinted all of the windows, and I'm like, dang, it went from a grandma car to like a drug dealer
All
Honda,
right.
just like
Like
that.
literally your grandma's car.
Yeah, well, grandpa, but yeah,
Oh,
I know it was sad. I got out all of like my grandpa's like ABBA CDs and like Frank Sinatra CDs, and I sent
that's
them to
so
my dad.
precious.
It's really cute.
Dude, that thing's on Pimp My Ride now, though. Like they need to tag you.
I know.
Feel like jumps now.
Yeah,
Hydraulic.
instead of like hydraulics and God. But no, it's been good change, good change. Yeah, I feel like I've been like crappy little podcast guest or host or whatever I am on this because I haven't been on like as frequently.
Dude, life's been like challenging as
Life has
fuck.
been slapping me in the face with its big old dick. That's for sure. Just, oh my God, it's like one after another. But we're loving life for sure.
But you're 22 weeks out, right?
Saturday, I'll be 22 weeks out from the Tampa Pro. I can
Oh
finally
wow.
like
Okay.
officially say that. I feel like we were going back and forth with this injury, just navigating it.
Yeah.
And while I'm still not like 100%, like I can pose more comfortably and I can train more comfortably now, but obviously I'm not at my capacity I was.
Mm-hmm.
And I won't be hiring like I'm gonna work with KJ Center Stage for posing. I
Mm,
won't be hiring her until I can actually like physically sit into my poses without any pain.
dude, I
Because
get
like
that.
I find like I know I'm practicing poses and I know I probably am developing little habits that I shouldn't, but if I can't fully like hit a pose for her to see, I'm like, I don't see the point. But I know I need to get on that because I feel so uncomfortable posing for WPD. Not really uncomfortable, but it's like Edward Scissorhands.
Make its own stage. Like I can only why can you only do
It
that on
looks like a
one camera?
lobster, you know, she's
Fuck.
just like,
God. But honestly, like it's like the chest pose. Like I haven't tried that yet. Tricep is weird. I haven't tried the ab and thigh thing because my abs are so weak. Like they don't pop. Like you know how some people's like pop?
yeah,
And that's one thing that Cameron even told me. He's like, when you dieted down for Tampa Pro in 2020, like I don't look emaciated, but I look malnourished in the stomach. It just looks flat.
yeah,
Like I have the visible lines of like obliques and like my top abs will pop, but I don't have like those WPD
yeah.
like six pack.
But
So
at
that's
least
something
some of
I
that's genetic though, too, just
oh
like the
yeah.
shape of the muscle belly and all that.
Yeah. That's something I really have to work on. And
Mm-hmm.
I've been trying to train abs a little bit more diligently for sure. But I'm sure you experience it too, Laura, like with sciatica or like any of these disc herniations, like crunches, like that
Yep.
just shock down your whole leg.
I can't tell
So
you the last time I trained abs, to be totally honest. I need to.
it's hard when you have a disc herniation. Like you don't realize like those movements would bother it, but it really does. So hanging leg raises, I do. Even stability ball crunches are a little weird right now because I still get the shock down my leg, and I'm like, damn, planks.
Ab
I can do
rollers are
planks.
ab roll. I was gonna say the ab wheel roller thing. That's a good one too, that it doesn't cause
Yeah,
any comfort.
I haven't tried those. I'll try those.
Mm.
But yeah, I man, I know I am definitely not alone with like putting ab training off, but yeah, if you need to bring up your core, you have to do it. People try to get around it, but not many people have like those cool like six pack genetic abs. Like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I really need to work on it. So
I mean, especially when it's like a lot of the divisions that are like shrunken down, it's like you don't want like defined abs, and so usually
yeah,
those do get neglected. But I do think having some type of core control and then also like low back stuff for like general stability purposes and not just relying off a belt to like have your back literally. Like I do think it's really important, especially like for posing and even just for overall lifting and then also longevity. Like I get this is a bodybuilding podcast focus, but like you're also going to be fucking old one day and like the
Even for
incontinence.
me.
Not Laura, not Laura. No, no, Laura's frozen at 35, but
There's some.
35. You're frozen at 35.
I like it better. Even better.
Bitch.
Okay.
Listen.
Done.
But like having like good core control for like holding in your pee, like incontinence issues, and then also like I mean I talked about this in my other podcast, but fucking orgasms too. Like that pelvic floor stability is so important. And so like it's important to train your abs, your core for all a spectrum of health, not just on stage, but it definitely does help on stage when you're a bigger lass and you want to crunch it down, get those abbies to pop.
Dude, definitely. And same with like the thing about like my disc herniation, like that's a big thing is like pelvic floor control.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't tell you the last time I wore a belt,
Mm-hmm.
like at all. Do you guys wear belts? Do you wear belts, Laura, when you train?
So I didn't take quite the same route as you as far as being smart and avoiding all of the things that hurt. So, I'm still hack squatting, Bulgarian, split squats, lunges, all that shit. So what I've been doing is wearing the which Paragon trainer. So it's not quite as probably not quite as supportive as the one that you guys like from Squeeze Me Skinny because it's not the like little bra hooks. It's
Yeah,
just Velcro.
Velcro.
Um, so it's less supportive than a belt, but can wrap tighter and longer, which for me is covering the area that hurts. That tends to work pretty well for me.
Dude, the other day I saw this kid, this guy. He was wearing a belt doing hamstring curls, seated hamstring curls. And I've seen girls do that too, like where they're wearing their belt doing lat pull downs. And I'm like, what are you doing? Like engage your core.
You're like,
Like
I'm
how
just
But
are
they
gonna go.
can't.
They're
That's the
yeah,
thing.
lazy.
they can't. So they do that. Or you see, but I also think they see like a lot of bikini pros use the waist trainer or the belt as a waist trainer kind of thing, or just to, I don't know, look the part or something. I don't know. I never wear belts, not even on top sets of RDLs or anything.
I
Like,
used to, and I had a lot of low back issues, and
yeah, me too.
not even issues in terms of like pain, because yes, pain,
Hmm.
but lack of mobility in
Hmm.
that area, which guess what fucking sucked when I went to pose my low back, right? And obviously we're in that extreme lordotic posture anyway, but if your low back is so tight because it's weak and you're not moving it because it's cinched in with a belt and a waist trainer all fucking day, no fucking wonder. But like the minute that I put my ego aside and I actually started to again train my core, not just doing crunches, but like actual pelvic floor work. Not only did I get better mobility in that low back, I had less postural issues, less issues walking, and better posing. But the thing is like it's the work that is not fun that no one wants to do because like a top set for like RDLs or like for me, I really like good mornings. Like it's easy to kind of get amped up for a set where you're like, fuck yeah, I like this shit. But then like cool down mobility work, it's like you don't get the same kind of like adrenaline rush. So we tend to kind of avoid it because it's just like not as rewarding, even though the payoff down the line is very rewarding.
Hmm.
I would say too, from both personal experience working with clients too, pelvic floor therapy is not just for people who have been pregnant, it's also
Hmm.
for people who have had gut issues. That was one of the biggest things for me, not being able to differentiate the difference. Like, well, okay, I don't feel like I still have SIBO. I'm going to the bathroom normal, like all of that, but why is my stomach still distended? Oh, because it was distended for so long, like your muscles no longer know how to engage that part of your core. And like
Yep.
even now, I think that twisting, like side poses, things like that, I really have to focus on like keeping that because it just naturally wants to let go.
Hmm. Not even pregnancy, but also like victims of rape and sexual trauma. Like for me, that's a big one. Why like my pelvic floor is so weak because like in the back of my brain, like it's just kind of like a hyper contraction where to actually be able to relax and like tighten it myself, like actually thinking about it, that takes a lot of like mental thought and fortitude as well. And obviously, because there have been a lot of issues with women being abused and stuff like that, like they might not even know that they have like pelvic floor dysfunction until like one, people talk about it, and two, they start working on it and working through like the mental blocks because like Laura said, it's not just like for training, it's like for longevity beyond, bodybuilding and all that stuff.
Yeah. And I see it all the time, like in progress photos and stuff. If they don't have like a strong core, you can visibly see that from the side. Like it will protrude out. And I think a lot of girls get in their head about that. One, it could be your damn uterus, like depending on what phase of your cycle you're in. Like, so to hate that little pooch that you're talking about is
The fupa.
ridiculous. Yeah, it's not a fupa, I promise. Or it could just be any of those. So I think, yeah, I like all those points. Like pelvic floor therapy, it's boring, but I mean, shit, Kegels are awesome. Like they are.
Somebody has somebody had to say it.
I
Yeah,
mean,
you can Kegel right now.
it's
Be
one of
doing
those
Kegels
things
right
where it's
now. You
like,
guys don't even know.
I know.
We're all like
No, but seriously though, like it's so good for like sexual health too. Like not even just ladies, like obviously ladies, but also guys. And so it's like I get it's not super fun to do to think about doing Kegels or like cat cows or other like low back and abdominal exercises, but it's just like your core is you. You know what I'm saying? Like it's meant to protect and house your vital fucking organs. And if it's just like saggy baggy, like the one that's not a good look, and two, it's like it defeats the purpose of having like good posture. So that way, especially when we're like sitting all day or we're posing or we're training, it's like a lot of us, especially if you are bikini and wellness, you're already tipping. And even like the bigger divisions where you're having to like tip and lean back, it's like you're just continuing to stretch that low back and it has to either compensate by like reacting, but it's not strong. You know what I'm saying? So like I'm all for working with a physical therapist like year round, not even just for injuries, because I think it's great for injury prevention, honestly.
Oh yeah. And I think, I mean, piggybacking off of like pelvic floor control is also going into like breathing, how people breathe.
Hmm.
Like so many times, like I'll see my clients send in like footage and they do like a deep like Valsalva maneuver on every single rep. And I'm like, that's not helping you at all. And it also doesn't help when we get to stage because you see who can breathe properly through their diaphragm and through their nose, and the other people who are just like letting the stomach go when they go to like the next quarter turn. They're just like,
Yeah.
isn't it you?
I
Called you
shit
out.
you not. I can't breathe through my nose whatsoever. Ever
Oh,
since I had surgery for my deviated septum and nose job at the same time, it actually made it worse.
Laura, just wear like a snorkel on stage. Like just like like just distract
um,
him from that. Just like snorkel it so that way they're looking at the snorkel
That's
and
how you
not
know
like
if I'm awake or sleeping. My mouth wide open.
oh my God.
oh,
Maybe use the little nose strips at
the free
night.
right?
Yep, that's why I sleep with them every night.
Yeah. Will got these ones that are like magnets. Like you put the magnet on and it literally opens up your nose.
Really? Because
I'll have to
the
send you
stupid
them.
strips are like $30 for decent ones for a pack of like 20.
No, get this. I'll send them to you. They're
Okay.
sick. Really
Tell
sick.
Will I said thank you for
I will.
coming
Magnetic
through on
nose
that.
breathing.
Yeah, they open up that nostril.
Dog, he sounds like Darth Vader when he sleeps, just with his nose just being like
I told Meg the other day I mistaken
mistaken.
mistaken Will for Cuba. Sylvester?
Tuba Sylvester. Because or is that Tuba Klein? Klein.
Yes.
Moog Sylvester is his wife. Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's her
Yeah.
last name.
Do you know what I'm talking about, Ash?
Can you send me a picture? Because I feel like maybe, but also at the same
I'll
time,
send
like
you
I'm
the
like, oh, I
reel.
know who you're talking about, and then I'm like, I have no idea who you're talking about.
I posted or I reposted one of his reels and Laura thought it was him.
It was
I was
just
like,
a quick take because they both get
That's
the
so
bald head
funny.
with the tattoos
alien.
on.
Yeah. Let me see.
Honestly, their faces kind of look alike too.
Yeah, because bald.
Laura's like, oh, I see Charlie Brown. Is that Will?
Stop it.
You know
Yeah, it's
what?
a
I can see that though because the
Like, is a legit.
tattoos, yeah, I can kind of
yeah,
see that. And that's not
tattoo
an insult.
bald.
Like Will's a handsome man, Kuba's a handsome man, so
Yeah,
I don't think that's like a bad
they
thing.
just have a lot of similar features.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. It's not British.
That's
That's
that would
I
be
think
a bonus. The accent. No, okay.
no accent. No, I like Will's accent. I'll take Will's.
He has an accent. Where is he
No,
from?
it's just white.
She's
Oh,
she's like just a white accent.
With a white accent.
okay, that's a
Just
very broad
American.
spectrum, but okay.
Just
That is
American.
hilarious. I am dying over here.
So we have a
Yeah.
topic for today, or we just like freeballing all
I
day?
mean, we talked about like pelvic floor and orgasms. What else do you want? Like I've been
Yeah,
doing Kegels
geez.
here the entire time, Laura. Like my pelvic floor is
We see
ready to
Ash like
go.
consistently like
The Kegel episode.
got it.
But
Kegels
I
and
guess we
Definitely,
can talk about the Arnold because
yeah.
that is going down.
The pros are what tomorrow?
I believe so. I think it would be so sick to do an Arnold. Oh,
yeah.
I really like that is on my bucket list is to be invited to either the Arnold UK or the Arnold US. But
Hmm.
Arnold for pros, yes. As an amateur, I would not want to do that. Isn't it
no,
it's
Why?
one pro card per like category
I don't know.
oh, I don't
division?
I
know.
think it'd be really cool because I think the stage is really pretty.
I think you have,
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure. So however many height classes they have for bikini, then you can win your class and then all of the class winners go against each other for an overall. And I'm pretty sure it's only it's definitely not every class is a pro card. It's either one or three pro cards per division. I know it's a lot less than a normal show
Hmm.
for nationals, but I also don't think you need to qualify to do it.
You do need to qualify to do
You
it.
do, so
Mhm.
it's just junior Olympia. You can just roll up.
I think so.
Okay.
Because I was thinking about wanting to do it, but that says you have to qualify. Um, but I don't know. I think it'd be fun to do as an amateur because, like, I don't know. I think again, I think one, Columbus, Ohio is like really cool, and two, it's just I think it's really cool to be at that stage. I don't know. I want to look
yeah.
up the rules just to see. Um, click here for qualifying rules.
You guys know obviously the big talk about Sam Sulek, right?
Yeah, he
With
looked
all
pretty good today.
he looked pretty good. I just saw that posted on Arnold Sports, but yeah, that was like all over my Instagram. What, like 2 weeks ago when he did his first show? That's
Mhm.
all I saw. It was like post after post.
Imagine, imagine doing your first, well, I guess he's already famous and people haven't
Yeah,
seen
and
him
having
just,
all that pressure. Yeah.
but good for him coming back and be like, oh yeah, watch this, fuck you guys.
I know a lot of people were hating on him, but I'm like,
Yeah, he's just a young kid. But
literally
I
just
think
a young
I think the
kid.
reason people are hating on him is because he's not traditional when it comes to bodybuilding. Like he's
Yeah.
counting his macros and eating whatever the fuck he wants and
Yeah,
coaching himself and all that. Like, good for you. Fucking try it. See what happens.
I think it's
Yeah, like
impressive as shit.
fucking nuts. Literally like striations all the way down his back.
Hmm.
That's crazy.
He's young too, like what, 20, 21?
Something like that.
Younger than that? Anyone know?
I don't even know how old he is, but he's pretty young.
Hmm.
I don't see like do we know who's competing though? Like wellness girls?
I know that both Eduarda and um what's her face?
Oh, here we go. I see it. This picture here. I'll send it to you guys so you can look.
Eduarda, Isa, what's the other one that has like massive legs? That's my height. Dark
That
hair.
Lisa girl.
Lisa,
Lisa.
yeah.
Mm.
Shoo. Dude,
She has a
she's
pretty
doing
sweet physique. I almost feel like, do you follow like her transformation within like maybe the last year or so?
oh really.
So
Uh,
I saw something of her that was I want to say, and I could be incorrect on this, was about a year ago to now.
mhm.
And I thought the feedback they were giving her was that she had gotten too big and like how she looked about a year ago seems more on par with the sizing of Fran Isa Eduarda.
Hmm.
I mean, she's pretty stout. She's also short as
I was gonna
hell.
say she's 5 feet like me. What the
Pretty-
fuck? Why is it so hard for me to look short and stacked?
She's
And she wasn't that heavy either, like weight wise. I think she was like in the 130s. I remember seeing something about that one somewhere. So she's
Hmm.
like looks a lot bigger than she is.
yeah. I'm looking forward to Shanique. You know, she's competing this year, right? In wellness. I think she's doing the Tampa Pro. I think. I don't know.
Okay, so
But she's gonna look interesting.
you know who else's physique I really like is the girl, the top left,
The
Adriana.
redhead.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah, I really like her too. Yeah, she looks good.
every time I
But
see her, I'm like, yep, that's the look. That's the
yeah,
one.
that's tomorrow. I think the wellness girls compete. So that
Yes.
would be interesting. You guys
Mm.
live streaming it at all?
Is it free?
Yeah, no, it's a freak. Yeah, I will not be. But I actually might
It says
for
free live
WP.
stream registration.
That's a weird
When
way to put
does
it.
when do the WPD bitches go on?
It's a good question.
Who won for WP this last Olympia?
Shoot, I don't know. Sarah?
Hmm. See, that's why I'm so excited for you. Granted, her
I'm
physique is
like,
very impressive, how she comes in like an anatomy chart, but like
yeah.
you have a very different look. I think that
Hmm.
people are going to be very happy with and
Hmm.
aspire
I'm it's
to.
gonna be interesting, that's for sure. But I don't know, it's weird jumping from division to division to division.
Right.
Like it was all about wellness, knew all about wellness, but now that we're talking about the wellness girls, I'm like, I don't know any of these people now. It was literally a month ago.
I'm quite envious of your no longer need to wear shoes on stage.
Yeah, I'm kind of
Dude,
jealous of that too.
I put in my slippers in the morning. It's amazing. I roll up
Literally
with
can
these
nail that
on.
routine.
I wear
Oh,
these.
I
I
gave those
wear
today.
those every
Oh, she
check-in.
has happy feet every day.
Will
Legit.
thinks that they're disgusting.
Right.
They're so dirty,
Oh my
but
God.
I love it. I can't stand heels. But if
Yeah.
any listener is listening and has a size 11 shoe fairy size and would like a pair of
Double my
brand
foot in
new,
one.
Do yours, are they strappy?
yeah, they're
Mm,
just the Olympia 2.0 with all the bling on the
yeah.
heel and the
Ash, didn't
strap.
you say you ordered your shoes from somewhere else because you wanted wide?
Yeah, so I have a pair from the Shoe Fairy and then another pair from shit, I can't think of the place, but it's over in the UK. And I'm actually the Shoe Fairy shoes are a lot more comfortable, but the shoes from the other place from the UK, I like how I look posing in them better, just due to like the different like heel and platform. So it's like they're not nearly as comfortable, but it is what it is.
I'm
Absolutely.
surprised Shoe Fairy doesn't offer different widths.
They do. It's just you have
Really?
to like read the style. So it's not gonna like you can't go to like fucking like a shoe department and like look for the W. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to read the description and look at the actual like toe box to kind of see what you need because they do have some toe boxes which are a little wider, but they're not going to be advertised as wide. It's just like you have to look at the point toe. And then also keep in mind you can like hair dry the plastic and like put a shoe expander in there to like let your piggies because sometimes it's not you end up like looking like this in your shoe.
It's funny you say that because I feel like I can like kind of work the plastic on mine to be comfortable on my feet, but then it's like
Mhm.
starting all over every time I put my shoes on after
Yeah.
having not worn them because it like shrinks back. I
Yeah.
did have a question for you guys as to if you guys saw this. So I saw Tyler post a video about the V cut of the bottoms of a suit, and I
Hmm.
don't remember, and I can't find it now if he had said it was banned or they were going to be like able to disqualify you if they deemed it inappropriate. Because I know that there were definitely some ladies getting on stage practically having their hoo-ha showing, and
Mm.
you know, obviously there should be some type of
Mm.
code of conduct for
Yeah.
what they are deeming appropriate, but if they're going to do that they need to have some type of like stable set guidelines on that,
Yeah,
because I don't know if I can wear the suit that I have, and I've never
Yeah.
worn it, so that would suck.
I think it's something you have to talk with your suit designer on, honestly. And I am having Maria from Goddess Glam. We're doing an IG live, not this coming Monday, but next Monday. And I do want to touch on that just so that way, like, people understand what the criteria is with the suit because like I feel like most major suit designers will know that, but since this is kind of like a new rule, or at least like a rule that's being enforced stricter, then it really does come down to the suit designer making sure that their suit fits the client that they are servicing.
I mean, I feel like part of that is common sense. Like, I don't want my vagina showing on stage either. It's just right. I mean, how the suit fits me right now, it's not inappropriate, and I imagine to be probably 15 pounds less on stage.
Mhm.
So that should be even less of a problem. But I would hate to diet and plan out a show day, et cetera, pay for everything, and then get disqualified.
Don't
That's
they do suit checks though, so you could get like another suit just in case.
that's expensive as a just in case.
I mean, so it would be doing all that work, paying all your interest fees and getting disqualified, not even given a chance. Like, I mean, like, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying, like, you could still have just a just in case suit. Like, even if
Anyone got a
it's
suit that
rented.
would fit me out there? Anybody?
It's like a little elf suit for
Yeah,
Laura.
that'd be great.
Really forgot. I don't have WPD with Arnold. Didn't go to that. Totally forgot.
Yeah, they
That
discontinued
sucks.
it.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Damn. I hope they bring that back because that sucks.
Yeah.
They do have foosball, so that's cool. But no, I was looking at the schedule. That Sam Sulek kid literally has autographs and photo ops every single fucking day.
That's
That's
crazy.
mad.
That's
Literally,
crazy.
the
What is
only
he
other
so
people who
I
do.
I guess I'm in the dark ages, but like why is he such a big name? Like what is he so famous about?
Uh,
YouTube or something?
well, I guess YouTube, but mainly just YouTube. I mean, I saw Brett Wilkin posted up a story. He said he was on like grocery shopping or something, and the cashier was like, "Man, you're big. Like, do you compete?" And he was like, "Yeah, I tried like once or twice." Like, obviously joking. Like, he's been to the fucking Olympia.
Yeah.
And then the cashier told him like, "Oh, you should check out Sam Sulek. Like, that kid's big." And Brett's just like, "The fuck."
I think it's just because he's like 23 years old. He's from
Yeah.
Delaware, Ohio, and he started in like 2023, like his YouTube, just being like
Mhm.
vlogging essentially everything that he did. And like because he has a really impressive physique, I feel like people were just like gravitated toward him. But he is also very charismatic and showmanship like. So it's like people want
Yeah.
to root for him because like he seems pretty down to earth. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's just himself.
Yeah, I saw people getting like up and bothered about the fact that I think David DeMosquito made a comparison between when Sebum started and when Sam started. And people were like, how are you ever going to compare him? Blah, 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 blah. He's 3 years later. And we're like, pump the brakes.
Yeah.
Just stating some visual things we're noticing about the guy. Relax.
Yeah.
Dude, I wish like I bodybuild or I started bodybuilding when social media wasn't as prominent with the sport. Like I just feel like back in the day it was probably way more fun.
I would
Now
say
it's
when
cool
you and
like
I,
you
because you
um,
started what,
2016.
2015?
2016.
Back then, that was kind of the case.
Hmm.
Yeah, and then it started to, more influencers were getting fame for bodybuilding and stuff. And
True.
it's fine. I think it gives us more opportunities as athletes. I think we've talked about this where like social media does help us,
Double-edged
but
sword.
it is so annoying sometimes too, though, for sure.
Yeah. I don't know. Like honestly, I wish I just would have bodybuilt earlier and wouldn't have fucked up in the beginning. Like I wish I would have done things properly, hired a real coach, learned how to actually train, learned how to actually eat. That's my biggest regret. Like I don't give a shit about Instagram. Like yeah, I need it as a coach or whatever. But like if we're talking about biggest regrets, I just wish I wasn't fucking vegan and doing drugs when I had no business doing drug. Like just all of the things. I was like,
I'll never get over Ash doing Anavar in her basement doing banded workouts.
In my apartment complex, thank you very much,
Oh, my
where
bad.
after I did like, 100 reps of lateral raises, I would go run sprints up the fucking deserted parking garage because I had to get 10,000 steps before 8 a.m. So bite me.
Crazy.
I know. Poor little Ash.
It's even
But
scarier that that person advising you to do that is still coaching.
they weren't. I mean, the drugs were advised, but like we didn't have like a step counter or anything. So like he didn't know, and I didn't know I had to tell him. Like I didn't know that was a part of it. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't know what I didn't know. But now looking back on it, I was like, you dumb bitch. Like just
Oh
fucking
no,
sit down.
I'm more was concerned with the drugs in the apartment lateral raising air.
Yeah, I mean, like I look back on that and I was like, damn, but when you want to win so badly and you're not of the mentality of like I'll give whatever I have, you'll do what it takes, like all that it takes, like there's a difference in that perception and like one is like very chaotic and fucked up and the other one is like better braced in longevity and a better head on your shoulders, but like I wanted to win. And here I am, 5.5 years later, finally in a fucking prep because I feel like I've earned it, but it's fine. It is what it is.
I go back and forth a lot with my decisions throughout bodybuilding as if I regret my path because the older you get, the less your opportunities are, I would say. I mean, I'm sure that, there's plenty of women out there that do it and whatever, but
Mhm.
this one is struggling.
Uh,
The end of the road is near,
Mhm.
yeah.
unfortunately.
So it's odd because the old life after rebuilding,
Yes, and
So
Ash and I were actually talking about this the other day. I don't see much about my life changing. I'll probably want to stay a little bit leaner than I am right now. Not crazy. Like I don't want to ever go back to like being sickly looking like I was.
Yeah.
Um, I was probably trained a little less frequently because I'd like to try some other things. I'd like to do jujitsu. I'd like to take yoga to kind of balance out a little bit.
Yeah.
Um, Things that I wouldn't probably do right now just because like my focus right now is really work and bodybuilding. That's really all I have time for. But yeah, I still don't really desire to eat like shit and be a couch potato. So yeah, not too much changes.
yeah, I think I mean, we adopted it as a lifestyle at a
Mhm.
point, you know, when I mean, I'm just now getting back into competing, so I don't plan on, retiring, uh, probably until I'm like 38, I'd say. So
Which is
I want
never.
to have like a good
Mhm.
professional career at this first. And now I'm finally in the position to do that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it sucks that it took me 5.5 years and, transitioning from fucking division to division. But yeah, I wouldn't regret anything on my end either because I've learned so much and I've gained so much from all these kind of trials that I've been through.
Mhm.
And same with you. I mean, you've put in work. I think it's exciting. Looking forward to like maybe life without competing,
Yeah.
you
It's just
know?
another season, another
Yeah,
chapter, and another
new
way to
chapter.
learn and stuff like that. And you'll always be connected to bodybuilding as a coach. And even when you no longer want to be a coach, like again, that's another chapter that you close and another chapter that you begin. So I think it's like with all people that like retire, it's like it's okay to be sad. It's okay to mourn that previous life, but then also be excited for what is to come, whether it's, wanting to start maybe a new business adventure, wanting to start a family, like whatever it is, it's like it's not goodbye. It's just see you later. And because like you'll always be within the sport and like watching or supporting or cheering other people on. And it's not like you have to be in the club and you'll be banished, It's like at least like with the two of us, like if Meg and I stay in the sport a little bit longer, like you're not gonna be shunned for crying out loud. Like, don't think that by any means, because we're not gonna do that.
No, and I don't feel like that because like I through and through love bodybuilding. And I think the part that is hard is kind of figuring out who you are without it.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Um, because it's all I've known for like the last at least 10 years. But even before that, like it was something I always aspired to be and looked up to and whatever. And then it's kind of figuring out like who am I? Like who am I
Hmm.
without it? Like and that's okay. And I'm okay with that um developmental stage that comes next. And all of that. I think for me, what's been a little bit hard lately, and this isn't me saying I'm quitting because I'm not, and definitely been on my mind a lot lately because it's been a lot rockier the last few months than it's been in a long time, is just wanting that to be a decision and not feeling like I'm forced into it, if that makes sense. Like I want to say I'm hanging up my heels, whether it's indefinitely or for a period of time, because I'm choosing to do so, not because my body is failing me and I'm being forced to do so, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, as rebuilders, a lot of people do attach their identity to that
Mhm.
external feeling of being on stage and their training and stuff like that. But really, our identity as people in general comes from a place within. So that's why I'm always very adamant with my clients. It's like, yes, you're in prep, or yes, you're all in with bodybuilding, but you have to have more in
Hmm.
your life than just that. Like your relationship with Josh, the dogs, your clients, your work. I don't know, any other things that you just genuinely enjoy that has nothing to do with bodybuilding. Like I'm a big advocate for, you know, keeping life happening during
Yeah,
prep.
and you're so right, because I'll be honest, I have sucked at that. I
Me
have,
too. Yeah.
especially the last year, it's been a little more than a year now that like branching out to being my own business. It's from the
Uh-huh.
second I wake up to the second I go to bed. That's what I'm thinking about and doing things towards
Hmm.
and whatever else. So it's like all consuming. And I'm beyond grateful for that. It's a good problem to have. But at the end of the day, I still need to be a person too. And I'm aware of that because if I'm not going to show up as well as I could for everybody else.
Exactly. And like the nice thing about like finding hobbies is you get to create and you get to try new stuff. Like something that I'm going to start doing is because I do like to be creative and I do like to draw and color and stuff like that. I just don't make time for it.
Mhm.
I am gonna do something where Eric has a whiteboard that he used to use for work. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to get like colored markers for the whiteboard, draw something, and then erase it and be okay with it. No pictures, no videos, nothing. The only one that gets to see it is me and Eric if he chooses to. But there's gonna be no memory of it. Like no photo evidence because I need to be okay with creating something beautiful and letting it go because that is like an internal struggle
Oh,
for me.
yeah, that's a cool goal to have. And even just vision.
Hmm.
It would
I
be
don't know you were
more.
into like art like that. I love drawing and painting and all that. Again, I
Yeah.
just put me time for it.
Yeah, I'll show you what I used to do, but then I really got inside my head about it because I wanted, again, it was rooted in perfection and it started to stress me out instead of bring me joy. And so the whole part of this like experience is to find enjoyment and then being okay with one, not being perfect, and then also two, being okay with deleting it and like
Yeah.
not having any like again evidence that it was ever alive. And it's not something that I can claim that I am doing. It's something that I believe Tibetan monks do where they do what's called sand art and they make these beautiful things that take hours and days to create and then the next thing you know they just blow it away
Oh, hell no.
and they pictures no nothing but like I used to do stuff like this. I just sent it in the group chat where it's like I have no formal training in art whatsoever, but like bodies make sense to me. So I really enjoyed like taking competitors' photos and like drawing and just highlighting
Cool.
like musculature and stuff like that. But I can't do faces clearly. Like faces I will not do. But like I enjoyed stuff like that. I really do because bodies make sense to me. So it's like I like drawing, but I just don't make time for it. And that's on me.
So
I
funny you
mean,
say that. I'm the reverse. I really enjoy drawing faces and have a harder time doing the bodies. So
It's
just
just
send them over to
let's
me. I'll
combine.
finish
That's what I'm
it.
saying. Let's combine forces. So I'll just leave the face blank and you
Yep.
can
Send it my
doodle it
way.
in.
Yep.
can't help you.
Well, Meg, you can be our model. When you do your Tampa debut, I'll sketch your WPD physique and Laura can get your face.
Yep. Got it. Ah,
Oh,
I used to have cute, stupid little. I do a lot of animals, more so
I
than
Oh.
do stick figures.
love that for you, Meg. God damn
But
it.
I mean, this kind of, I like the idea though of like kind of erasing what you did. But now is like the perfect time. Like the time that we live in right now is awesome because there's so many ways for you to craft and like experience like different hobbies. Like there's
Hmm.
like pottery nights that you can go to,
Hmm.
paint and wine with your girlfriends or whatever. Like you can, you know,
Hmm.
pour yourself into all these little different hobbies. You don't have to be good at it. And I think as adults, we kind of get stagnant in learning new skills and new hobbies. Um, because I mean, you think about it, kids, they go to school, they're learning like science experiments and all this shit. And like once you get to an adult, you're just like, okay, I wake up, I go to work, I go to the
Uh,
gym, I go to sleep. Like, and it's the same shit. Like you're not, learning. And I mean, myself, I'm not creative in that regard. I guess my hobby would be like just playing with my dogs and like
Crafty. You're
like
always doing arts and craftsy
yeah,
type
yeah, like we
holiday
try.
related stuff.
hmm.
We do like holiday stuff, like Will and I, and we like going to like museums and stuff, and we need to get back into that. But like, there's life outside of bodybuilding. There's so many hobbies and things that you can develop and still be a good bodybuilder.
Hmm.
Like, I feel like people think that they have to just eat, sleep, and breathe bodybuilding to succeed. And you can, but you
Hmm.
may not be as fulfilled as if you were to continue your life and
Yeah.
just bodybuilding in.
One other thing I should have mentioned too with that is I don't see myself ever giving up bodybuilding. It's
Hmm.
more so giving up competitive
Competing. Yeah.
bodybuilding,
Oh yeah.
if that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Oh yeah. Like I said, I mean, it's our passion, it's our lifestyle now. Like, I mean, I've gone through phases where I've tried to run. I don't like it, and I always resort back to lifting. I got bored with wellness training, ended up hurting myself, and I just wanted to have fun, so I started training upper, and here I am. Like,
Yeah,
you
I saw
know,
your picture today. I'm like, what the fuck? She has biceps already. Where did those come from?
dude, my left bicep is so tiny. Did you notice that imbalance? That's the first thing I see.
No,
I'm like, fuck.
actually,
Oh,
no,
I
not at
didn't. I
all.
noticed your
Oh,
fucking ginormous fucking back. Like you could serve a
okay.
fucking Thanksgiving dinner off that thing.
I don't like, I don't know. I'm excited though. But that left bicep is tiny, man.
You need to do like some BFR training and just like
Yeah.
the dogs at
Just
home.
one day
Just
a
come here,
week,
Chip.
just all left arm.
Mm.
But speaking of, what happened with the adoption?
Oh, it's happening tonight, 5:30. Yeah. Yeah, we get the little guy tonight.
How old is
So he'll
he?
be present next week. He's 9 months old.
Oh,
Oh,
he's a
So it's a little
baby.
mini golden doodle. So it's gonna be like a new chip, but he's a lot. He's got balls still. So the first time they all met, like he just kept humping Chip.
oh
And
my
Chip was
God.
like, oh my God, get the
Both of
dog
my dogs
away.
are not neutered, so I can relate to this.
Okay. Yeah, we're getting soon. So he has his blood work tomorrow, and then we're scheduling that ball chopping. So that's
That's
not
so
happening.
funny.
I can't have little horny golden doodle. Like,
Oh my God.
yeah, we get him tonight. I'm excited.
So did you know the person that had him or?
So no, I just literally we were outside one day. I remember the moment we were smoking a joint and I was just scrolling and
Naturally.
I saw this little ad. It was a 9 month old puppy. This guy like would leave him home for like 8 to 10 hours a day and he just can't take care of him. And I was like, give me your dog. So I messaged him and then here we are. So
That's awesome.
we were gonna get one anyways. So I'm like, might as well adopt him. It's $400.
Hmm.
Save like about 3 grand there.
Mm.
So
Is he trained?
probably not because he like leaves him by himself all day. But he's out of like, the puppy stage at least, that like 3 to 9 month puppy stage where they're just like waking to pee at 3 a.m. So that's good. But I know he'll probably still have some accidents.
Yeah.
But his name is Finn, little Finn.
Oh my God.
What? You have a Finn.
I do have a fin.
I totally forgot. Laura, you need a fin. Get a
Right.
goldfish.
Fine. I
Get a
was just about to say,
goldfish.
I'll get a goldfish.
Get a
Fin the
goldfish named Finn.
goldfish.
Done.
Oh,
Yeah,
I love that. That's super exciting. I know
I
Laura's
know.
gotta hop off soon because of work. So let's conclude with gratitudes and conclude with a fun question.
I feel like I'm always first, so I'll go first. Gratitude would just be being appreciative for your health. I'm appreciated for my health. You don't realize how much you take that for granted until something bad happens to realize how very much privileged we all are. And we said a funny one. Is that what you said?
Yeah, so I have a fun question, but we can do round
Okay, you
table.
guys go first.
I'm grateful for good people because obviously we're moving to North Carolina and we get connected through Dusty Hanshaw. He gave us like a realtor and like I'm already like I followed the wife of the realtor, and like just seems like good people, you
Mm.
know. It just makes me really excited for, yeah, putting down new roots and a new place. And I like that I guess good people are gravitating towards me,
Mhm.
minus the person who tried to scam us last week, but or this
We're gonna
week.
Minus
forget,
that
But
one
we're gonna
jackass.
forget
minus
about
that
that.
one guy.
I love that. So a funny one, I'm thankful for fins, all the fins in the world, whether it's a goldfish, a golden doodle, or a one brain celled orange cat. We're thankful for fins. I'm thankful for hobbies outside of bodybuilding. Like Eric and I have been doing axe throwing lately, or we've been going to an arcade and just like playing skeet ball or basketball or just like other things just to kind of like dick around and play. And that's been really fun to like go do that. So yeah, I'm just grateful for just being able to play and have fun while also like taking this sport and this passion seriously too, while also having fun in it, because I think that's important. Um, question. What was your most questionable haircut?
I had short pink hair once. Short pink hair, or when my mom cut the bowl cut. It was literally like straight bangs here down.
I
It
love
was
that. You're gonna need to send a picture so Eric can post
uh
This,
like the
that.
I'm
picture.
not I'll have to find my mom. My mom will
I
have
don't
to
even know who
Get
that is.
Kathy. Get Kathy on the phone. Kathy, do it.
I need the picture.
Laura, what about you?
I just sent it to the
Oh,
group.
you just sent it to you?
It looked like it could be your sister.
I think you are my
It's
sister.
up. That's
Like
why, like,
I
How
can't
old are you
even
in this?
wow.
28.
So I'm
You
gonna be
look
real.
so much
You
older.
look younger here, like right
Oh
now.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was
Wow,
super
Laura.
lean too because I had just competed.
Yeah.
But then that was actually one of the stages that sort of spiraled after competing.
Ah,
Yeah,
got you.
gotcha.
Mine
Man.
was the Burley Temple. We all know that photo. Hair chopped to here,
Oh,
perm. Yep.
that
God,
one takes the cake, man.
dude, it really does. Like no one helped me back then, guys.
I'll have to like look for a different one. I dyed my hair brown once. It
Oh, I
was
want to
like
see
I think you
black
that.
could pull that
silver.
off though, because you have light eyes.
Yeah.
It didn't look that great. I'll have to look. I don't know.
I love that. I love that.
That's
Yeah, no.
cute. You look good with bangs though.
You do. You do look good with
Yeah.
things, but you look healthier now.
Yeah, you
Oh
look
yeah, I
better.
was like what, like 90 pounds maybe.
Jesus.
That's my thigh.
Yeah,
Literally.
yeah.
I
Just a
love
little
it.
90.
All right, well, get on Kathy so we can see those pictures. But that's all I have, ladies. I love you. Megs, I'm glad you're back. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and we'll catch you next time.
Bye, ladies.
Bye.